Hi there. Hi, Lakshita. I'm glad you're here. And I'm so sorry for that scheduling mix up. We are here today, and hopefully, folks will see and join. So, this is part two of intervals for beginning singers. When we first covered intervals, we mostly focused on the ascending major scale. Today, we'll spend a little bit more time on the descending major scale, and we'll do some more exercises that we did not have time for last time. Let me know if you can hear me all right, and then we'll jump in. So Lakshita will review the ascending major scale intervals as well before we jump in. So if you would like, I've got my keyboard, but if you want to follow along with a keyboard or a chromatic tuner of some kind, I do recommend that. So you can open up virtualpiano.net as we often use. There's that in the chat. Another one that you can use is HarpKit's online tuner. And here's that. And let me just take a look at these real quick. So the only issue with these, with HarpKit's tuner is that it doesn't have the black keys labeled. They leave it up to you to label. But virtualpiano.net does have the black keys labeled as long as once it loads and you close out any windows that popped up, you need to click Key Assist. And then where it says note labels, mine is automatically toggled off. Turn that on. And then you'll see propagated on the keyboard, you'll see, C4, C sharp 4, D4, D sharp 4, and so on. Okay, so we're gonna walk up the scale. Here's one more resource that I need you to have open, or I'd like you to have open before we keep going. And that is, let me get the link for you. It is an interval song chart generator from Earmaster. So I'm going to put that in the live chat as well. There you go. So if anyone's here that did attend part one, well, my hair's being a little crazy. If you did attend part one, then you may already have filled out your ascending interval chart. And good question that we'll get out of the way right off the bat. So an interval is the space or the distance between two pitches. So I'm going to walk up the scale with you. We're going to start on C, and you could be singing C4 or C3 if you're a low voice. Okay, so the first interval to learn kind of isn't it's the easiest interval to learn. It's perfect unison, and that's when you sing the same note or play the same note twice. So this is an example of perfect unison. Same note, okay? Easy peasy. So you can either sing C4 or C3. Okay, walking up the scale, this is review. The next interval we have is called a minor second. And if you sing C to C sharp, that is a minor second. If you'll look at Earmaster and scroll down, you'll see interval, ascending, minor second. There's a lot of song examples. So a really, really common one that you might know is the Jaws theme. Da 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 da. That's a minor second. Or you might know Hard Day's Night. It's been the beginning of that song, or White Christmas. I'm dreaming. Okay, so the whole idea here is that we're taking something that we're unfamiliar with, which is an interval, and we're pairing it with something we are familiar with, which is one of these songs. So walking up the scale, this is review if you were here for part one. It's going to move fast if you were not here for part one. So minor second. Scroll down, going from C to D is a major second. And sing it with me. Happy birthday day, or major second. Okay, minor third is from C to E flat or C to D sharp if you're using virtualpiano.net. And take a look at some of the song examples there. Lullaby would be a really common one if you wanted to click that as your song example. Scroll down, continue moving up. This is a major third. Sing it after I play it. And you can sing major third and then compare to those song examples. Good example would be Kumbaya, Kumbaya, my Lord. Okay. Again, that was C to E, an example of a major third. Keep scrolling down. C to F, we have a perfect fourth. And the first song example on there, Here Comes the Bride, or Wagner's Wedding March. Here comes the bride. Very, very well known. By the way, this interval song chart generator, hi Elijah. This interval song chart generator, you can choose just one song example for each interval. And then when you're done, there's an orange button on the bottom that says create song list, and you can then print that out or just save it as a PDF. So Lakshita's asking, is a half step an interval? Yes, a half step is the same thing as a minor second. So the very, very first interval we went over, C to C sharp, that's a minor second, but it's also known as a half step. The reason we're calling it a minor second is because we're going beyond just steps. So if we were only covering half steps and whole steps, then we would use those terms. But a half step is the same thing as a minor second. A whole step is the same thing as a major second, which we also covered. Okay, so we just did perfect fourth. Here comes the bride, C to F, or a perfect fourth. We're going to stop soon and sing all of these again when we're about halfway. This one's weird. This is called a tritone. Da, da, tritone. That's from C to F sharp. And of course, this might go without saying, but C to F sharp is not the only tritone that exists. Once you learn what a tritone sounds like, then you can sing it starting from any other pitch. So for example, I could sing C to F sharp. I could also sing D to G sharp. And notice the quality of that interval is the same. Even though the pitches are different, the distance between them is the same. So take a listen. C to F sharp, tritone, D to G sharp, tritone, E to A sharp, tritone. That quality is the same. Okay, we're just staying in the key of C, or starting with C as our bottom pitch, just to learn these at first. Okay, let's do perfect fifth, and then we'll sing them all up to this point. This is ascending perfect fifth, C to G. Lots of really good songs to choose from. Wise Men, Can't Help Falling in Love starts with a perfect fifth. Blackbird singing in the dead of night, also a good one. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, twinkle, twinkle. So that's a very common interval, but just choose the song on there that is most familiar to your ear, that you could sing just at the drop of a hat. Okay, let's go back and let me answer a question first. So Lakshita is asking, what are the other terms like major and minor second? Is there major third? Yes, and we've already sung it. So we sang a minor second, C to C sharp. We sang a major second, C to D. We sang a minor third, C to D sharp, or C to E flat. We sang a major third, C to E. So we've already sung minor and major intervals. Hi, guys, welcome. Um, so here's where it gets a little bit confusing. Unison, fourths, fifths, and octaves are called perfect because they stay the same whether we're in a major key or a minor key. Um, Major and minors we have for seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. And it's okay if that is confusing to you or if you don't understand why, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to sing up the scale. I'm going to call out what we're singing, and then it'll be a listen and repeat situation. So this is C to C sharp, half step. What I want you to do is listen to the interval first, and then sing minor second. Lakshita, I'm getting confused. Okay. And then if you're using one of those songs to help you learn it, I want you to sing the song as well. So here's how it's going to go. I'm going to give you the pitches. Then you sing minor second, and then sing the song that you're using to learn that interval. If you're not at the point where you're using a song yet, or you just can't do it that quickly, it's okay. Don't worry. All right, so first interval, this is C to C sharp minor second. Listen first. Now sing minor second, and you can also sing your song now. Okay, isn't she lovely? If you're doing Isn't She Lovely? The reason I'm not singing a song aloud is we might have chosen different songs, and I don't want to confuse folks. Next up, our major second. This is C to D. Listen first. Now sing major second and your song. Next up, minor third. This is C to E flat or C to D sharp. Sing minor third and your song. Next up, C to E. This is a major third. Listen. And sing major third and song. Next one, C to F, perfect fourth. Sing perfect fourth and song. Here's the weird one, tritone, C to F sharp. Sing tritone and song. The Simpsons theme is a good one for that. Last one so far before we continue up. This is C to G, our perfect fifth. Sing perfect fifth and song. All right. Moving on up. This is our minor sixth. Oh, Pink Pearl is asking, is there a major one? No, what we call a one is just perfect unison. So unison, fourths, fifths, and octaves we call perfect because they're the same whether we're in a major key or a minor key. Oh, and volquest, I'm saying song. So if you're using a song example to help you with this, for example, twinkle, twinkle. When I say song, that's when you would use that song example. Okay, Lakshita, I saw that was asked by you, and then Pink Pearl was also chiming in. Okay, going up the scale, this is our minor sixth, and listen to it again. Sing it. We're gonna go minor six. Go ahead. And Brandy, yes, all throughout this, we are practicing pitch matching, but we're practicing matching pitch on these different intervals of the scale. Okay, take a look at Earmaster. What songs can we use for minor sixth? ba, ba. So the entertainer, that's the one that goes da 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 da. If you're familiar with that song, so the da da, there's our minor sixth. Continuing on up, major sixth. This is C to A. Lots of songs have this. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Or dashing through the snow, jingle bells, dashing through the snow. That's a good one. Again, that's our major sixth. We're going to finish out the scale pretty soon. Minor seventh. Da, da. Not a ton of song examples that are very familiar for my brain, but if any of those song examples are familiar for you, tuck it away. Again, that's a minor seventh, C to B flat or A sharp. All right, almost done here. Major seventh. That's C to B. Give it a try singing major seventh. Lots of space in between those two pitches. It's a large interval. Probably the best example of that is Take On Me by a-ha. Take on. Or, let's see. Don't Know Why, Norah Jones. I waited till. That's another good one. All right, finishing it out. Perfect octave. This is C to C, one octave higher. Perfect octave. And good song example would be Bring Him Home from Les Miserables, God on high. Or the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Or Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Somewhere. Okay, so let's try from perfect fifth up to octave. And I want you to keep in mind, Elijah is saying they're having some problems hitting higher pitches. So Elijah, I am Lakshita knows the drill. We can do that Halo riff if you want. Answering a couple questions right now. Elijah, I'm playing pitches in two separate octaves. So for people with voices like mine, you're singing up in this octave. But I'm also playing lower on the piano for low voices. So if you're a tenor, baritone, bass, you can be singing in that lower octave. I just can't sing that low, but I am playing those pitches for you on the piano. So listen to the piano more than you're listening to my voice. That would be your perfect octave. And Mia's asking, did you make a list of songs for these intervals? Mia, if you go to the Earmaster link that I shared in the chat, and here I'm going to share it again for you. It's also in the video description. You make your own list. Since we are familiar with different songs, I don't have a list of songs, but that has plenty of song examples. So whatever song you're most familiar with for any given interval, choose that, select that, and then that'll auto-generate a list of interval songs that you're familiar with. It doesn't help you if I give you songs that I know that you don't know. Again, the whole idea there is that you're using something you already are familiar with. You're welcome. Okay. We're going to go down the scale now. This is what we didn't have a lot of time for last time. So all the way up to this, we have been reviewing part one of our intervals. We're now going to start at the top and come down. So scroll back up to the top of the page on Earmaster. This is now a descending minor second. So we're going to start at C and go to B right below it. All right, high voices, you're starting on C5 with me. Do, right there. If you're a low voice, you're starting right here. Do. Okay? So here's our minor second. Take a listen to it. This is descending. Give it a try. Sing minor second. And a great song example of that would be Joy to the World. Joy to the world would be how it continues, but that very, very beginning, joy to, is a descending minor second. Compare these for me quickly. Notice you have an ascending column and you have a descending column. It's the same space between those notes. Remember that a half step or a minor second, there is no pitch between them on the keyboard. So if you have your virtual piano open or your HarpKit tuner open, you'll see between C and C sharp, there's no pitch in between. Between C and B, if I'm going the other way, if I'm descending, there's no pitch in between. So they're both a distance of a minor second, but they sound different whether you're going up a minor second, as we already did when we did C to C sharp, or down a minor second, as we're doing now, C to B. Again, if all of this is nonsense to you, please, please open up your virtual piano, click Key Assist, turn note labels on, because I'm calling out these pitches and I want you to visualize them. That is really, really helpful for skills like this. Okay. Oh, nice. So Lakshita sang Fürlies, Beethoven. Da, 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 da. That's a great one, and it goes back and forth. So Larissa, the very last 15 minutes of this lesson will be just Q&A. So don't worry, we'll get to any questions that you've got. But right now we're talking about descending intervals. So we just did our minor second descending. Here's a descending major second. Scroll down. Give it a try. Sing major second. And take a look at all these song examples available to you. One would be Mary Had a Little Lamb, Mary, or Yesterday by the Beatles, Yesterday. That's a good one. Okay? C to A sharp or C to B flat. Scrolling down, minor third, this is C to A. A good one would be Hey Jude, or This Old Man. It's a nice descending minor third. Give it a try, sing it. It also kind of sounds like a doorbell to me. Here's your descending major third. This is C to A flat or G sharp. Listen to it. And sing major third. All kinds of good song examples. Summertime is a great one. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Swing low. Shoe Fly, Don't Bother Me. Shoe Fly. All song examples. Again, just choose one. And then at the very, very end, you can have this nice, beautiful song chart that only has the songs you're really, really familiar with. Continuing, perfect fourth descending is C to G. Da, da. Give it a try, sing perfect fourth. Perfect fourth. Or if you're a low voice, perfect fourth. Okay? The intro to Under Pressure by Queen. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Come All Ye Faithful. Oh, come all. George of the Jungle theme. Do you guys remember that? George of. Yeah. Lots of good song examples. Choose the one that is totally familiar to you. Tritone. I don't think I'm super familiar with any of these, but here's what a descending tritone sounds like. This is going from C to, let me think about it, C to F sharp again. Give it a try. Da, da. Sing tritone. Tritone. Yeah. If you guys have any song examples, that are different than these, let me know. That one's tricky. Okay, descending perfect fifth, and then we're going to do all of these leading up. This is C to F. Perfect fifth, sing. Perfect fifth. I think my favorite is probably the Flintstones theme. Flintstones. It don't mean a thing. It don't mean a thing. Game of Thrones. I don't know how the theme goes. Oh, da 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 da. Yeah, descending perfect fifth. Da da. So, whatever's in your brain, click that. Okay, scroll back up to the top of this. We're going to do our descending intervals all the way down to perfect fifth. So, starting with minor second. Again, the procedure is listen to it on the piano, then sing, name the interval. So, you're going, for example, this first one, and then you're singing minor second. And then if you want, you can do your song example, joy to. Okay? Again, if your brain isn't working fast enough to get that song example done, don't worry about it. It's A-okay. Here you go, C to B minor second. Sing minor second and a song. Major second descending, C to B flat or A sharp. Listen. Sing major second. Song example. Descending minor third. Here's C to A. Sing and song. Descending major third, C to A flat or G sharp. Listen. Sing it. Major third. Song example. Perfect fourth. Sing it. Perfect fourth. And song. That was C to G. Here's C to F sharp, our tritone descending. Sing it. Tritone. Song example. Last one. C to F descending perfect fifth. Listen. Sing it. Perfect fifth. And song. Okay, we're going to finish this out and then we're going to do some fun exercises. Where did we leave off? We're going to a minor six now. Hey, I just met you. Call Me Maybe is a great example of this. C to E. Give it a try. Name the interval. Sing minor six or down the octave. Minor six. All right, and then try that song example. Whatever it is, major six descending. Sing it. Major six. That's C to E flat or D sharp. Man in the Mirror is a great one. Look. Or Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen. Nobody. And some of these, if it doesn't come to your brain right away, they'll clarify. So Down by the Riverside, gonna lay down my sword and shield. Okay. But again, if it's not familiar to you, don't use it. It doesn't help if you're not familiar with the song. 3 more. Minor seventh. Ooh, none of these are really familiar to me still. So minor seventh, we're going from C to D. Sing it. Minor seventh. And song if you have one. Another tricky one. Major seventh. This is C to D flat or C sharp. Ooh, I love that. Sing it. Major seventh. And song if any of these are familiar to you. So much tension there as it wants to resolve to the octave. Here's our descending perfect octave. C to C. Da, da. So the only one familiar to me is the lonely goat herd from Sound of Music. High on the hill, there's a lonely goat herd. So it would be from on the hill, there's a lone. All right. Let's go from, where did we stop? Minor sixth to the octave. So this is C to E. Again, I'm going to call out what it is. You're going to sing, name the interval, minor six, and then song example if you have one. Hey, I, if you're using Call Me Maybe. Okay, C to E, descending minor sixth. Sing it, minor six, and song example. Major six, C to E flat or D sharp. Listen. Sing it, major six. Song example. Minor seventh, C to D, descending. Sing it, minor seventh. Song. Almost there. Major seventh, C to D flat or C sharp. So fun, sing it. Major seventh. And song. Last one, perfect octave, C to C. Sing it. Perfect octave. Song. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do this bungee exercise. And what we're going to do to make our lives a bit easier is we're only going to use the intervals found within the major scale. So if you're looking at your virtual piano, that means we're not going to sing any of the black keys. We're just going to sing C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again. Mia's saying Dream by Shawn Mendes has something similar to this. Potentially, I'm familiar with the song. Yeah, potentially. Okay, so you can be looking at your interval chart, but if you're using that, I'm going to tell you how to use it. So within the major scale is something you already know. If you know how to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the major scale does not have a minor second ascending. It has a major second ascending. So from C to D, there's our major second. It doesn't have a minor third. It has a major third. C to E is a major third. It has a perfect fourth, C to F. Doesn't have a tritone, has a perfect fifth from C to G. No minor six, but it has a major six from C to A. No minor seventh, but it has a major seventh from C to B. And then it has an octave from C to C. You probably noticed a pattern there. The major scale ascending has no minor intervals, only major. When we come back down, it's a different story. If looking at that interval chart is too much for you, just follow along with me, listen, and repeat. We're going to go. Will there be a part 2 for chord singing also? Yeah, there's going to be more of that, and more advanced as well. Okay, try this with me. I'm going to give you an interval. First, I'm going to give you scale degrees. So I'm going to give you 1, 2, and then I'm going to give you the interval that you've learned, major second. Okay, so this is listen and repeat time. We're walking up the major scale, but we're going like this. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8 to learn and solidify some of these intervals that you just learned. Okay? Just follow along with me. I'll tell you what to do at every step of the way. We're starting on C. If you're a high voice like me, start on this C. If you're a low voice, start on that C. Listen and repeat. 1, 2, major second. 1, 3, major third. 1, 4, perfect fourth. 1, 5, perfect fifth. 1, 6. I had to think about it. Major sixth. 1, 7. Major seventh. 1, 8. Perfect octave. How'd it go? What we're going to do is put it together without listen and repeat every step of the way. I'm going to write it in the chat. So 1, 2, major second. 1, 3, major third. By the way, big M, uppercase M means major. Small m means minor. So 1, 2, major second. 1, 3, major third. 1, 4, perfect fourth. 1, 5, perfect fifth. 1, 6, major sixth. 1, 7, major seventh. 1, 8, perfect octave. There it is in the chat. What's going to happen now is I'm going to sing 1, 2, major second, and then you repeat 1, 2, major second. Okay, we're going to do this listen and repeat style within those larger sections. And then we're going to do the whole thing together. After that, we'll start at the top and come down. This exercise is great for many reasons. It really establishes continually returning to that one establishes your sense of key, or what we sometimes call a tonal center. When you have a good sense of the key, a good tonal center, you are more likely to stay in tune when you're singing, especially when you go to sing with a karaoke track or an instrumental of any kind. You won't lose your way when you know this is the tonal center of the song. Okay, so listen and repeat larger sections. Look in the chat for what we're singing, and remember that big M means major, small m, which we don't have yet, means minor. P means perfect. Listen and repeat. Again, start on C. 1, 2, major second, go. 1, 3, major third. 1, 4, perfect fourth. 1, 5, perfect fifth. 1, 6, major sixth. 1, 7, major seventh. 1, 8, perfect octave. Good. Put it all together. Sing with me this time. I'll sing in the upper octave and play in the lower. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, major second. 1, 3, major third. 1, 4, perfect fourth. 1, 5, perfect fifth. 1, 6, major sixth. 1, 7, major seventh. 1, 8, perfect octave. How'd you do? Let me know. We're going to go down in the opposite direction now, and I'm going to write in the chat what we are going to sing. 8, 7, minor second. 8, 6, minor third. 8, 5, perfect fourth. 8, 4, perfect fifth. 8, 3, minor third. 8, 2, minor. Sorry. Minor sixth. 8, 2, minor seventh. 8, 1, Perfect octave. Layla, absolutely. That major seventh is really tricky because everything in you wants to sing the octave. It's so close to an octave. So that's very, very common to struggle with the major seventh. Absolutely. Okay, we're starting at the top now. Listen and repeat. We're gonna fly through this because it's almost time for Q&A. So this is 8-7 minor second. Give it a try. And now 8-6 minor third. 8-5 perfect fourth. 8-4 perfect fifth. 8-3 minor sixth. 8-2 minor seventh. That's tricky. Last one. 8-1 perfect octave. All right, let's try to put it together. Starting right there. Let me know how you're doing. Sing with me. Again, in the chat is everything you're singing. Make sure that it's correct. I think it is. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, ready, sing. 8-7 minor second, 8-6 minor third, 8-5 perfect fourth, 8-4 perfect fifth, 8-3 minor sixth, 8-2 minor seventh, 8-1 perfect octave. You should feel that whether we're going ascending or descending, those intervals are getting wider and wider. And the tendency for some beginning singers is to start to lose the 8 or the 1. They'll go something like 8-7-8-6-8-5-8-4. They won't keep 8 at the same pitch or high enough. And sometimes people will do the same thing for that 1. So just notice that stretch that you're feeling. Anyways, let's do this without naming the interval now. We're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. Going to go up the scale and then down the scale. Give it a try with me. If you've ever been in choir, you've probably done this. But if you haven't, this is something new and tricky. All right. 1, 2, numbers only. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8. Rest, take a breath. Starting at 8 this time, we're going 8-7-8-6-8-5 without naming the intervals. Here you go. 1, 2, ready, sing. 8-7-8-6-8-5-8-4-8-3-8-2-8-1. How'd it go? So when you're ready, you can start to speed that up. You could also, once you reach the top, so let's say you go 1, 2, da, 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 all the way to 1, 8, 1. You could then go back the other way. 1, 8, 1, 7, 1, 6, 1, 5. You do that. And you could do the same for the descending thing. Okay, as with last time, nice. So some people in choir getting ready to start and a praise team in choir. Very cool. So I know all of our choir experiences are quite different. I actually did not do choir until till I was in college. Can you believe? Okay. That's not true. I did choir in like second grade. But it was pretty casual, and I did not do choir in middle school or high school until, I started my music degree and then was in choirs in college. Anyways, okay, it is Q&A time, and I just want to point your attention on this whole interval business. Want to point your attention to the video description because there are a couple resources in there for you to keep practicing on your own. Um, so I have Earmaster chart song chart generator. I have Theoria, Tone Savvy, musictheory.net, Musical U, lots of good and mostly free resources. Some of them, like musictheory.net, the website is free to use. It's great, no ads, nothing. But if you want, you could download the app. If you are more of an app person and you want to keep track of your progress, then you could download the app. Very inexpensive, like $2 or $3 last time I checked. Theoria is free online. Tone Savvy is free online. Musical U, um, that's more of just like an article with steps to follow. Earmaster, I think, is like $3.99 a month if you wanted to go that route. But anyways, lots of good and free resources for you to keep practicing ear training, intervals, pitch matching, all that stuff. Okay. Layla's saying they work out a lot, almost starting basketball. Is it healthy to do sports and do gym exercises? And how does that help her vocal health and vocal technique? Good question. So, in general, I believe a healthy body supports a healthy voice. However, um, your voice does respond to changes in muscle tone and weight, even. So, I I follow some voice teachers, and one voice teacher went through this like really rapid weight loss, and his voice changed as a result. Like he went through this phase where his voice was weaker just because the muscle tone and the fat that he was used to having and dealing with when he sang was different, was not there, had shifted, had increased in the case of muscle tone, and it took him a while to kinda learn how to use this new voice. So, that's just a caveat if we're talking about, like, extreme, either rapid weight loss or weight gain, that could change the way that you use your voice, and, but in general, exercising, I think the best benefit for, your voice when we're talking about exercise is in your lung capacity and your abdominal strength. Um, I think I'm thinking about past students of mine. So, like, I had a student who is a swimmer, and swimming could be great for your voice because you're learning to hold on to your air for a long time. But that actually served as a little bit of a detriment to this student in particular because she was used to holding her breath, not using it, not slowly and steadily exhaling, which is what we do when we sing. So she was used to like taking in these big breaths and making them last, but not really letting air out or just letting it out like in little bursts, instead of slowly, steadily, like we do when we're singing. Um, anyways, that's really all I've got on that topic. I think there used to be this misunderstanding, like how you see a lot of big opera singers, like the classic opera singer. Um, There used to be this understanding that you wanted your belly to be, like, totally soft, like, you would not want it to be toned or muscular at all, for singing purposes, and now we know that that's not the case, and that, yeah, it's actually fine to have some muscle tone because you are using those muscles when you, um words are hard right now. When you control the exhale, then you are using those abdominal muscles. But Layla, I guess, yeah, what I'm really trying to say is we'll see. We'll see how it affects your voice if it affects your voice. I'm really only speaking from like personal experience and then students that I've worked with and people that I've heard from. I'm not aware of like a big kind of long term study on physical fitness and vocal health or vocal technique. Maybe it exists. I don't know though. That would be interesting to look up. Um, Pink Pearl is asking, how can I sing to a karaoke track perfectly? The only thing I understand is the melody of it. That is such a good question. So Pink Pearl, what I would do, I would give you a couple steps. So, step number one, when you're learning a song, is to pay attention not only to the melody, but also to the instrumental cues. So, an example, if you're learning like Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, it has this very, very iconic guitar riff. It goes da 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 da, and that's not what you sing. That's just what the guitar is doing. But starting to pay attention to things like that, pay attention to drum solos, pay attention to how many beats is this instrumental interlude. Um, this is a step that I'll often follow with my students. When we're graduating from singing along with the track to singing with a karaoke track, is we'll listen and we'll count how many measures of rest do we have. So really that's step one for me, is start to be aware. Once you've learned the melody, start listening to what the other instruments are doing, because those will give you cues of how long are you waiting, how do you get your pitch, all of that stuff. And then second step, I would say, as an intermediary step between singing the song with the original singer and then singing with a karaoke track, is to sing with an instrumental cover. So you can look up, whatever song you're singing. Let's say it's Fast Car, Tracy Chapman, piano cover or guitar cover, because then someone will be supplying your melody, but you'll be one step closer to the karaoke track. Layla's asking, is contralto the rarest voice type? So contralto, the lowest alto. Layla, I would say that generally super low voice types, so both contraltos and true basses, are pretty rare. In general, most people fall in the medium category. So mezzo soprano being like medium, not super low, not super high, and then baritone, not super low, not super high, like a tenor. Those are typically the most common. Some people, more like classical teachers, would say that most male singers are tenors, most female singers are sopranos. Um, so I think the truth might lie somewhere in the middle. But you know, both both of those understandings would say that bass and contralto, super low voice types, are more rare. Um, yeah. Eunice, what do you need help with specifically? So, what can I do about getting better to sing on your praise team, specifically higher pitches? Um, so, Eunice, I would recommend a couple things for you. First, before Pink Pearl, before I let you go on that karaoke topic, I just want to see if I have an article, because I might. Let me see if I have an article for you. Hmm. Perhaps I don't. I thought that I wrote an article a while back about karaoke singing. It's possible. It's possible. Oh, there we go. Okay, so did I write this article? Yes, I did. Nice. Okay, I just had to scroll a little bit to find it. But here you go. Okay. Um, so Eunice gonna answer your question, and this kind of goes with it. Layla's asking, how long should I do vocal exercises before I start to work on a song? I would say in general, a 10-minute warm up is probably all you need. If you find that your voice is kind of like slow to start, then you might need a little bit longer. But in general, I would say 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes is probably all you need. So, Eunice, I would love for you to get into the habit of warming up your voice, exercising your voice every day. And if you need a warm up, let me get one for you. So you said you're having trouble with higher pitches. So here's an alto warm up for you. I'm not sure about the exact range of No Longer Slaves, that song that you mentioned. There's an alto warm up for you. Here's a mezzo warm up for you. And then I'll get a soprano warm up for you as well. And you can try those out and see which seems like an easy fit. You can also kind of use these as a way to extend your range and kind of step into those higher pitches gradually. So maybe you start with the alto warm up today, do that for a couple of days. Maybe you try the mezzo warm up, see if it's a semi comfortable fit. In general, range extension and getting comfortable with higher pitches, we have to narrow down. Are we talking about just high head voice pitches, or are we talking about high pitches in our chest voice or our mix? Because that's an important distinction to make. Um, Regardless, I would give you this straw warm up to start working your higher register in an easy, low impact, low stress way. So there's also a straw warm up for you, Eunice. Okay, so talking about mix. So in that case, then I also have a mixed voice exercise for you. Um, and Eunice, one thing that you really need to get comfortable with. So there's one. Eunice, do you tend to if you tend to shout instead of mix, there's an exercise or a video for you. And if you tend to flip into head voice instead of shouting, there's another video for you. Um, Something you're gonna need to get acquainted with is vowel modification, because vowel modification is key for singing higher in that chesty mix range. Let me find it for you. Mhm. So in general, Eunice, what kind of tends to happen? There you go. So there's an article on vowel modification. In general, we want to keep kind of an feeling in our throat and sometimes an shape with our mouth when we're navigating into our higher register. What tends to happen is people don't open their mouths, they go and they flip into head voice, or they open their mouth really wide and go and then they eventually crack as well. Their larynx jumps up, their mouth gets really wide. So we want to avoid that with a nice deep shape. So check out that article. I saw an example, or sorry, another comment. James, how do I sing on key? I struggle with remembering keys and also hearing the key first time it's played. So James, I would recommend that you work on some ear training specifically. There's a one second. Oh, and Elijah was asking, sorry, I'm trying to answer many questions at once really quick because Elijah asked this first. I'm really bad at higher pitches. Whenever I go high, I start singing in my nose. Is there any way that problem can be avoided? Yes. So nasal tone. Um, First, Elijah, I would start doing some kind of dopey exercises, some like bum 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 bum. That's like the opposite of nasal. Um, and then uh, here's here's a lesson on fixing common issues with tone, one of them being nasality. So check that out. There's a whole hour-long lesson for you, and we talk about the height of the larynx, the height of the tongue, all of that good stuff. So head to that lesson. And then last question was for James singing on key. So, James, I would check out some of the resources that I put in the chat to keep training this awareness of intervals, matching pitch. But what you really need, if you don't have a teacher working with you a lot, which most of us don't because it's expensive, um, then what you need is to be working with a chromatic tuner of some kind because that will tell you, are you in tune or are you not? So the ones that I recommended in the beginning, let me see. Sing sharp and perfect pitch. Um, I'll drop that in the live chat as well. But there's one that I found just recently. Let me find it. I think it's called Vocal Pitch Monitor. Nail the Pitch, Vocal Pitch Monitor. And this one looks pretty cool too. It has a keyboard and then it'll show your pitch in relation to that keyboard. So yeah, James, what that comes down to for me is training your ear specifically. So check out that article I posted and then also that other app. It looks pretty promising to me. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you. Let's take a look at the calendar, make sure we are all on the same page. I think next week is at our old normal time, Wednesday, the 22nd, 4:30 Pacific. So I will be there. I hope to see you there. Thank you.